Where is my teleprompter?
Why do you need a teleprompter to speak?
Because everything must be carefully scripted to fool the people.
Why do you let people speak for you when it comes to content and policy on the teleprompter?
Because I cannot think of anything to say without stammering and stuttering and saying I and ugh and ah, like others say when they are trying to string some words together.
Why do people think you are such a great orator with soaring rhetoric when you cannot string a sentence together without a stammer or a teleprompter?
Because I have a gift, don't you know? It causes people to faint when I speak, and when I make the oceans to quit rising, caused by man-made global warming. And all I have to do is say is, someone get her some water, and the earth will be saved.
If you are so gifted, why did you take teleprompters to a class of 6th graders?
It is most necessary to get the history rewritten by liberals correct for all 6th graders, especially if they are the children of illegal aliens.
6th graders don't need teleprompters to do their homework and studies, nor do they need them to read a book.
Readership you can absolutely believe in. You can purchase t-shirts with this phrase.
Would you have been able to mesmerize the Indian Parliament on your recent trip along with your famous wife, aka Vacation Gal, who was fighting obesity, without a teleprompter? Not only are you the first person to use a teleprompter with 6th graders, you are also the first one to speak to the Indian Mumbai Parliament with a teleprompter.
I must use a teleprompter at all times to make sure that I don't say something I will regret at a later date.
What have you ever regretted anything you have said?
On the campaign trail when I was tired and said I was in 57 states, and I had 2 more states to go to, when I should have said 50 states.
50 states, plus 2. Guam and Puerto Rico are not states with full constitutional powers.
It does not matter. In the end it is always and only about me. As the narcissist in chief, I'll die in the mirror looking at myself.
No one ever in history has anyone referred to themselves as much as you do. Sometimes in the several dozens of times in every speech. Do you instruct your teleprompter writers to insert I and another I every other sentence?
Yes. You see, I am the leader of the current socialist movement, and the great masses of the unwashed need a role model. The teleprompter helps me deliver me as a genuine to the mainstream media that puppets everything I say.
It must have been absolutely horrible for you when one of your teleprompters have fallen over a couple of times. Even worse than the potus seal falling off the podium.
Not really. I still have one teleprompter, and that is enough to send to the mainstream media my talking points.
But with one teleprompter you only look at one half of the audience.
It does not matter. The real audience is just me. As a narcissist, I listen only to myself when I read to myself from a teleprompter.
What about that big screen TV teleprompter you have used in the White House, that you read from in the back of the room, since you cannot read off Cliff Notes or off of your hand like Sarah Palin? Is it hard on your neck to read from the teleprompters with your head going back and forth so much your head appears to the audience about ready to spin off like that scene in the movie, The Exorcist?
It is natural to look back and forth, as I have always had others tell me what to say like my teleprompter does, as it does not cause any pain, as I cannot think for myself. I am thankful for this invention as a product of the free market, of which I do not believe in.
Is it true that you even have a mini teleprompter in meetings on the table in cabinet meetings, smaller than a bread box, because you cannot think for yourself? Is a cabinet meeting in the White House like talking to 6th graders?
It is because it's all about me and cannot go off script to lose my socialist agenda.
Do you think the shellacking in the November elections had anything to do with your dependence on a teleprompter?
Teleprompters are used to redistribute talking points for the mainstream media, much in the same way the government's money taken is taken from all working people to give to other people that have earned nothing for themselves. They prefer to leech off of the system much the way I leech off the teleprompter.
Does it bother you that an impeached president took over your podium without your logo and was able to speak aptly without a teleprompter?
No, I have not been impeached yet.
Will you be using teleprompters in the campaign in 2012?
Yes. Must have a scripted speech to read from the teleprompter, as I cannot think for myself, as we discussed in the first sentence.